A new sensation of ice. LA Ice Purple Boost.
Okay, we are back. Hello, everyone. Back again with me, Amy B. And here we are on a third episode of Producer Talk EMPC Season 4. Woo! All right. So, as you guys know, kemarin minggu lalu kita sempat ada Mardial dan juga Ariel Nayaka, ada juga Mas Winky dan juga Mas Dipa. Kita habis ngobrol-ngobrol sama mereka mengenai topik-topik inspiring ya. Dan sekarang udah saatnya kita memasuki episode 3 yang gak berasa nih teman-teman ya. Pertama-tama aku mau ingetin calling all producers di luar sana, our local heroes, jangan lupa untuk submit your remix track. Langsung aja ke iceparents.id/EMPC. Kalian punya waktu sampai tanggal 9 September, jadi jangan lupa to collaborate or get a chance to collaborate with Astroworks. Oke, without further ado, kita mau langsung terjun ke topik kita malam ini, yaitu understanding the global scene bersama salah satu judges kita juga. Oke, without further ado, langsung kita sambut Sihk and Gerald. Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
How are y'all doing?
Good, very good. Hey, okay, wait. Before we start, can we swear in this live stream?
No, keep it PG.
Okay.
PG-13, bro.
Takut kelepasan. All right.
Okay, so how are you guys doing? You know, with everything coming back again, kayaknya dance scene kita sudah mulai pulih kembali ya guys. How are your gigs going? Sekarang lagi di mana? Mungkin lagi di luar kota or planning to go out soon?
I just landed.
You just landed?
Yeah, I just landed.
From
Balikpapan. I had a gig in a very, very large stadium in Balikpapan, and it was cool. And I'm glad to see things, particularly festivals, getting back to normal.
Yeah. Okay, what about Sihk? How are you doing?
Good. I just came back from Malaysia I don't even remember. When was it? Oh, last Tuesday. I just came back from Jakarta from Malaysia.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
All right, guys. So before we get into the whole understanding the global scene and whatnot, I think it would be great for us to have a little conversation about your background story and how you guys, you know, pertama kali mencelupkan kaki, I guess, in the scene, like in the scene of music, maybe how you first got into music. Mungkin dulu, if I'm not mistaken, Sihk, you used to listen to hardcore metal, if I'm not mistaken. So like, how was that journey for you?
So basically, when I was I don't know, man, grade school till middle school, I was in a cover band in school, metalcore, death metal, then 9/9. And then 14 years old, I started producing. And then I moved to the US when I was 17. And I think that's when I started getting into the scene. I was a flyer boy for basically these raves, and I attended all the underground, illegal raves. Then I started DJing at the raves and at the clubs. And and then after that I moved back here. I had a side project called Overgroove. Well, no, that was my main project, Overgroove. It was a duo, and we made really mainstream EDM. Then I started producing for Brian and did stuff with 88 Rising, Yellow Claw, whatever, Barong Family, and then now I'm here. Yes.
Okay, that's great. What about you, Gerald? What's your backstory?
Backstory, oke, gue tuh mulainya dulu kayak gimana ya? Dulunya tuh gue mulai tertarik dalam bikin musik, producing musik itu pas dari SMA, tepatnya tuh SMA kelas 2 kalau nggak salah. Nah, waktu itu gue masih pakai satu DAW software namanya Reason. Terus dulu motivasi gue bener-bener simpel banget, soalnya kalau dulu itu gue nemu satu EP Skrillex gitu di aplikasi dulu ada namanya LimeWire. Tau gak sih LimeWire? LimeWire tuh dulu tuh aplikasi buat ngebajak MP3 dan film dan segala macamnya gitulah. Yeah, so I found out about Skrillex and then I was like, holy hell, how do you sound like that, right? And then gue cari-cari cara bikinnya di YouTube, dan gue bener-bener ngetik kayak how to sound like Skrillex. And then ternyata video tutorial, oke, ternyata lu butuh ini, lu butuh laptop, lu butuh semuanya full dari komputer. Oke, dan gue recreate semuanya. Fast forward, gue mulai serius ketika tahun 2013. 2013 gue kuliah UGM, kuliah akuntansi. Tapi kebetulan di situ gue kuliahnya barengan dengan si Blue Claire, dengan Kurni. Jadi kita hangout bareng, kita ngobrol-ngobrol soal musik, dan dari situ pun kita akhirnya nyoba-nyoba producing. Dari awalnya kita main genre macam-macam lah, kayak big room kita bikin, dubstep kita bikin, tapi eventually lanjut dia suka ke house, kalau gue lebih sukanya ke kayak trap dan dubstep dan segala macamnya. Dan gue lanjut ke, dulu ada acara namanya The Remix untuk tahun 2016, gue ikut yang season 2-nya. Lanjut lagi gue sempat kerja di balik layar juga as a music producer juga, dan habis itu sekarang Weird Genius gitu.
Okay, so you would say mungkin artis yang paling menginspirasikan buat Gerald itu adalah Skrillex berarti ya?
Oh enggak, bukan.
Oh enggak malah?
Bukan.
Oke, siapa dong?
Crazy Frog.
Really?
Bro, are you not inspired by Crazy Frog?
No.
Oh my god, man.
What about you?
I knew, like the very first EDM song I heard was like from Daft Punk, right? Because they had like a whole movie, like animated movie, and my brother showed me that. But when I started producing, I was just like producing like stuff that you would hear on like an Asking Alexandria song. Then I found out about Masters of Hardcore, and dulu itu gue kira Masters of Hardcore itu DJ. And a lot of people in my school thought Masters of Hardcore was a DJ, but we just actually thought Anger Fist was like Masters of Hardcore. But in reality, it's like Masters of Hardcore is a label and a festival and all that. But yeah, kayak that's inspiration. I don't know. Skrillex, of course, is like everyone's inspiration in a way, right? But
He's
right
like one
now,
of the first.
Yeah, one of the first. Right now is just, I don't know, man. Like a lot of the happy hardcore stuff, like Darren Styles, Searle, and a lot of the Dutch hardcore, like and Vitral, DJ Mad Dog, and all those guys.
All right. Okay. So
I want to add something though.
Yeah.
So, ini kan Anisia anak-anak 90-an nih. Kalau lu emang dari dulu di Jakarta ya, gue nggak tahu di kota lain ya. Pernah nyadar nggak sih, dulu tuh sebenarnya tahun 2000-an awal itu tuh kita sempat ada semacam electronic music boom juga. Tapi tau nggak siapa yang mulai?
Boom juga.
Jadi kayak kita sempat ada booming tuh electronic music. Jadi lu ke tempat-tempat atau lu nonton TV tuh bakal muterin satu electronic music. But do you know who started it?
Who?
Venga Boys.
Oh yeah, Venga Boys.
Venga Boys was really big in Jakarta. Like for the very short period ya, for like a good 2 years kalau nggak salah. Gitu. Gue ingat banget.
Oke.
Gitu.
Terus jadi kan itu maksudnya like the first time that you guys itu mencelupkan kaki di EDM ya. But like not everyone sees music as a first career di pertama kali mereka terjun gitu ya, kayak. But what was your turning point atau Sihk, what was your turning point to know bahwa ini kayaknya bakal jadi karir gue nih di musik nih kayak gini nih?
Kalau gue sih, I think I kind of always knew since I was young. Gara-gara I suck at everything else. So then it's like if I don't do this, I'm not doing anything else. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah, I kind of knew dari when I was in a band, like my friends weren't serious about it, but I was too serious about it, maybe for like a 12-year-old, I was too kayak ambitious, I guess. I was like, oh my God, we have to make an album, we have to tour at like 12. And then my friends were like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? But yeah, so I always kind of
Dream
knew it.
big.
But then, yeah. And then me being in the US is just like makes me like, oh, okay, there's actually like stuff you can do in this like EDM industry. Not even if you're a DJ, like you can do a lot of stuff like promoting
Yeah.
shows, doing like, graphic designing, being a VJ. There's like a lot of different
Benar.
sections to this one industry, you know?
Like you just gotta enjoy the music. Maksudnya punya hati di situ gitu ya. Okay, what
Exactly.
about you, Gerald?
Apa tadi turning point ya?
Yeah, when you
Turning
consider
point.
music as your career gitu.
Sebenarnya, nah dari kemarin tuh gue kan suka dapat pertanyaan kayak gini ya, dan gue kan suka mikir gitu sebenarnya apa sih? Dan sekarang tuh gue baru nyadar. Jadi jawabannya tuh cukup simple. Sebenarnya kayak ya I tried apa ya? I went to a business school gitu, and I actually like aim sorta to be an accountant, right?
Yeah.
Cuman pada saat itu pun dan pada sebelum-sebelumnya lah pas gue SMP SMA gue tuh suka mikir I'm a person that finds things like very hard for me to focus on. Do you know what I mean? Kayak gue tuh susah fokus banget. Kayak I can't focus at one thing at a time. Kayak I get bored really easily. I can't really focus and at even like talking to people, and to the point that sometimes I can't focus at playing games. Makanya gue tuh sebenarnya nggak suka banget main game, gara-gara gue kadang suka buyar aja gitu. But the weird thing is, the only thing I was really able to focus on to the point that I can lose sleep over is just making music for some reason. Gue nggak tahu kenapa. Jadi kayak I mean I'm not exactly excelling in school gitu. I was like pretty ya udahlah gitu, yang penting lulus aja gitu kan di sekolah. And then the whole college year was pretty okay, but the whole thing I was like fully obsessed on and I was really focused on for some reason is just music, and particularly just making music through my computer. So that's what I just pursued.
So ngomong-ngomong, Gerald, I think you have a unique musical talent there. I think it's called perfect pitch.
Yes.
Could you explain about that?
It's just pitch that is perfect. So yeah, I can. Yeah. Jadi gitu pokoknya. Gua nggak tahu. This is not something that is taught. This is not something that I learned. This is something that I think I was born with, but I just realized along the way gitu. Jadi anything that has a tone, that has a sound but like a specific tone gitu ya, I will know what note it is.
Damn.
I don't know why.
Kayak otodidak gitu mungkin ya.
I think it's just you're born with it. Like most people are just born
it's not
with
even
it.
otodidak. Itu cuman kayak okay, you can see I hear the tones like you guys see colors. Udah gitu aja.
So kind of like misalnya nih ada let's say you're in a choir gitu ya, atau ada orang yang lagi nyanyi, terus orangnya langsung nyablak suara duanya gitu. Kind of something like that ya.
Itu benar kayak gitu sih. Dan menurut gua kalau misalnya lu nggak kebayang bisa di-compare kayak okay, sometimes like people we see ini ada hijau, ada ungu, ada biru gitu kan. Cuman biru kan bisa dibagi jadi ada turquoise misalnya, ada cyan, and terus kalau misalnya ungu ada magenta, right? Terus kalau red itu juga ada red yang this red and that red gitu. Kayak some people can tell apart like shades of color way better than others gitu kan, without learning. And I think that's the case with me, but it's just in the form of my hearing, not my sight gitu.
Okay, nice. Okay, let's move on to maybe like talking about past projects, or maybe like the tipping point in your guys' career. Like as we know, Sihk, you are now with the Barong family. Could you tell us more about that? Like, like what market did you choose? Like, did you do it on purpose, or was there like a strategy behind it?
So like the tipping point thing that got my name out there was probably like because I produced for Brian.
Okay.
But then like the Barong family thing, I think it's just by accident. Like, there was this guy who used to work for Barong. He's like the merchandise guy, and then dia kayak ngajak Roy, gua, sama Brian itu ketemu Yellow Claw backstage. And to be honest, back then I wasn't even a Yellow Claw fan, or I wasn't even a Barong family fan at all. And I kind of like just when I met Nils and Jim, I kind of just roasted them for fun. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I was just talking to Jim, and then Jim was like, "Oh, you produce hip hop? Do you produce anything else?" I'm like, "Yeah, I actually produce electronic music." And then he was like, "Oh, send over demos." And then I was like, "Okay." And then I sent over. Actually, the first thing that we did was me, Gerald, and Blue Claire remix "Do You Like Bass" together.
Yes. Yeah.
And then that
Okay.
was just like them kind of like telling us to like, oh, just remix whatever. And then I sent over my demos, and then I got my EP signed. And then 2018, I was in Barong Family, and then yeah, that's the story.
How did you come up with the track? Like, how did you know like you're gonna remix this one and it's gonna be big? Like, did you ever think that it would be big?
I mean, Yellow Cloud, like at that point was I think like super super big, right? Especially in Indonesia. And this song "Do
Yeah.
You Like Bass" just came out, and then I think that was kind of like their test to see like if there's any cool producers here. And kayak it was only supposed to be me who remixed it, but then I was like, oh wait, but I got friends, and I kind of care about my friends, so like this is a good opportunity for me and my friends to like get our names out there a little bit.
Yeah.
So I asked Gerald and Ken Raka, which was Kamikaze at the point, and then Blue Claire. I'm like, I got this remix opportunity, and I know it's like only gonna be one remix, but like if all three of us just work on this, we can have all three of our names on there, and then it'll like help us out a lot. And yeah, but I didn't know it was gonna be big. It was all right. I think it was like a decent remix. I wouldn't say it's like a massive remix or whatever, but that kind of just started my way into Barong Family.
Damn. Okay, and were there any like struggles? Kayak mungkin ada struggle-strugglenya sedikit sampai bisa apa ya, mencelupkan kaki di luar gitu. Like, you know, it's not easy ya. Itu mah rahasia umum ya, bahwa ya pasti nggak selalu gampang kita bisa go international.
I think the struggle is the balance. You know
Okay.
you know what I mean, Gerald? Kayak untuk nyelupin kaki di luar, you have to sacrifice Indonesia a little bit.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Ngerti kan?
In
Kayak
what way?
if you want to be big outside of Indonesia, because kayak scene di luar itu nggak is not always the same as Indonesia. Okay, Indonesia likes certain sounds, but outside of Indonesia they like, you know, very different things. So okay, my philosophy the whole time was just like, I'm not gonna pay attention to what people like over here, and I don't care what people tell me over here. I'm just gonna do what I like, and I just ship it out to outside, because it's not that hard sebenarnya kan. Like there's always the demo emails. If you're online a lot, you're on Twitter, you're on SoundCloud, you can make connections easy.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are too hyper focused on like, how do I get big in Indonesia? How do I please the fuck? How do I please the MDs of the club? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, like the reality is people over here will just follow whatever is big outside. So like, why don't you just focus your stuff
Yeah, that's true,
outside
actually.
and then get big over here? You know?
Okay, what do you think, Gerald? Like from your apa ya, perpindahan dari Kamikaze ke Weird Genius tuh ada struggles-nya nggak sih menurut lo pasti awal-awal, atau bahkan maybe when you touring or when you're on the road? Were there any like inspiring stories maybe?
I think it still relates until now. For example, yang kayak kita backtrack ke ini deh, ke 2019 gitu kan. 2020. Latih rilis ya kan, misalnya itu kan genrenya trap gitu. Dan gue pun sebelum itu pas 2019 Oktober gue masuk WG, gue juga bikin lagu judulnya Peanut Butter sama Arab dan Eka. Itu kan genrenya juga udah bukan yang pop atau house atau apa, itu kayak it's straight up kayak heavy club music aja gitu loh. Dan gue pun dari dulu gue juga nggak gitu mikir gimana ya, gue nggak gitu mikir bagaimana caranya gue terus menyenangkan kuping orang-orang Indo. Karena kalau lu mau mindsetnya begitu, misalnya kayak how do I please the whole Indonesians gitu kan, tapi lu masih Indonesia, agak susah. Karena yang harus kita catat adalah Indonesia kan negara nih gede banget ya, luas banget ya, orang-orangnya juga banyak banget gitu kan. Dan selain orang-orang banyak banget, kita juga secara budaya pun we are very very diverse, like super duper diverse. We have like hundreds of dialects, hundreds of culture, and it's very hard for people to have like a mutual liking. Kan? Jadi
Benar-benar
kita juga
banget.
kayak akan misalnya nih, let's say kalau kita ngomongin dari scene yang grassroots di orang-orangnya sendiri gitu, dari musik-musik warganya gitu ya. Kalau di sini di Jawa ada koplo, ada breakbeat gitu kan. Kalau di
Iya.
Medan ada jungle breaks, misalnya orang sana suka namanya jungle breaks kan. Kalau di kalau di Manado ada namanya disco tanah gitu. Jadi meskipun elemennya sama kayak breakbeat, tapi mereka ya udah namanya beda dan mereka tuh bisa tahu, Bang, musiknya beda Bang, ini tuh bukan breakbeatnya orang Jawa, ini tuh breakbeatnya orang Manado, kayak gitu. Jadi mereka pun bisa beda. Jadi dari
Bahkan
awalnya mungkin kita mikir, oh sama-sama breakbeat ya, ternyata enggak gitu kan. Makanya gue cuma mikir, oke, yaudah deh, daripada pusingin hal itu, yaudah dari dulu gue di Kamikaze, gue cuma selalu suka sama 1 drum and bass, 2 dubstep, 3 trap, yaudah gue cuma mikirnya, oke, gimana caranya gue somehow bisa bikin ini works dulu dah di dalam dalam cangkupan yang gue bisa. Gue tidak perlu please semuanya, cuman asalkan gue bisa bikin itu unik aja, dah pasti orang juga akan dengar gitu.
Iya ya, kind of the same as like the different collectives yang kita punya, right, in Indonesia. Kayak banyak banget ya di seluruh Indonesia. Kemarin sempat ngomongin ini juga sih sama Mas Wingky sama Mas Dipa, like they all play different genres. Terus kembali lagi ya, kadang susah ya untuk menyenangkan everyone gitu, pleasing everyone ya, because of the diversity. But yeah, a little reminder for our viewers, if you guys want to ask questions, kalau ada pertanyaan mungkin untuk Sihk dan juga Gerald, itu boleh banget langsung kalian komen sekarang. Nanti pertanyaan yang terpilih akan menang e-money senilai 250.000. So don't forget to comment, guys.
Wow.
But we'll move on from here, yeah. Let's talk about our current projects now. So maybe Sihk, you could start us off by telling us about the international scene and what do you think their strategy is di luar sana. Kan tadi kita habis bahas mengenai di dalam Indo. What do you think about the international scene?
See, that's like a really difficult question, Gan, in general. Like the scope of that question is really difficult because when you're saying international scene, you're talking about everything outside of Indonesia, which there are like I don't know how many countries there are in the world, but like let's talk about the United States. Okay, the United States, they're right now into like tech house and dubstep, trap kind of falling off a little bit, and then like hard dance is kind of growing a little bit. But then if you go over to UK, hard dance is completely dead. Drum and bass is huge. House music is huge. And then if you go to like the Netherlands, like hard style, raw style, hardcore, that's still the big thing.
Yeah.
And then if you go to Germany, it's like techno and house music. Jadi kayak, if you're talking about like what's going on internationally, I mean the mainstream right now is tech house. Like Blue Claire is like the mainstream sound right now. But if you're going to like individual countries, then like Malaysia is really into like they actually call it dugem, which is actually fangkot. And then they like Manyao, which is like the fangkot of China, and Vietnam house, which is like Melbourne bounce but produced badly. But yeah, like it depends. Like I don't know what's going on out there. Like if you want to see the big scope, then tech house. But if you want to go into like very individual markets, then there's always something different. You know what I mean?
Okay. What do you think, Gerald?
Bentar, Rick, Manyao tuh yang banyak suara kayak string kayak nih ding ding tak kayak gitu ya? Iya kan?
Yeah, really? Ilmu baru ya ini.
Manyao itu kayak yang ini loh. You know the TikTok where the girls dancing.
Gitu kan?
Yeah.
Gitu kan? Oh iya. Oh, that's Manyao. Okay.
Makes Manyao-ish kind of hard dance, but like it's kayak it's not into kayak nggak masuk ke Indonesia.
I did not hear your voice. You are
Your
muted.
voice, Sihk. I think kesenggol. No.
No.
Kesenggol. Okay, maybe it's the signal. But like Gerald, I saw that there was like this Manyao night.
Where?
In a club in Pik.
Oh,
That's why I was like, okay, when Sihk said Manyao, I was
damn.
like, okay,
Okay.
Manyao, I think I know what he's getting to.
Ya kan?
Terus pas liat flyernya, iya juga ya,
Ya
mirip-mirip
kan?
kayak gitu.
Itu memang the song of the current Chinese EDM people gitu.
Oh my gosh, so like it's kind of like apa ya? Kayak lagu-lagu remixan TikTok kita nggak sih?
Iya benar. Yang
Mirip-mirip
kayak
kayak gitu.
lagu-lagu tutorial Cina gitu biasanya pasti akan muncul musik itu musik manyau itu pokoknya.
Oh my gosh, I have to kayaknya harus lebih memperhatikan lagi deh gue. Ya udah deh kita lanjut aja nih ya sambil menunggu Sihk yang sepertinya his signal. Okay, he's back. Are
Okay.
you back?
Does it work? Does
Yes.
my mic work?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Works now.
Okay, we were talking about Manyao and I said that there's actually a Manyao night somewhere in Pick. Gue pernah lihat flyernya.
I was
So that's what Manyao is.
Yeah, so I was saying, like, I have this philosophy where genres can go into a certain country depending on the culture. You know what I mean? Malaysia in Malaysia, actually, I just learned this when I just came back. So a lot of the Malayu people, because they are, they are mostly Muslim, they cannot enter clubs or they cannot drink as well. There's actually a law over there. Like they're very strict on that. So most of the people you will see in clubs are the Chinese Malaysians.
Okay.
So, indirectly, that kind of influences the music they kind of like over there, Gan. And Manyao is from China. So then, of course, that sound becomes somewhat popularized in over there because most of the crowd is majorly Chinese. Over here, like all the Dutch kind of break stuff got big because, in my opinion, it sounds somewhat like dangdut. You know what I mean?
True.
Jadi kayak kuping orang itu udah kayak kebiasa with that sound. So then it's easier to digest from that culture. Right? And maybe Manyao in Pick because there's a big, Chinese Indonesian population over there. Makes sense, right?
Like I was saying to Gerald, kind of the same as like our remixan dangdut songs, like TikTok and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
Kayak ngeliat di TikTok tuh, some of these people are like, yo, this song goes hard. Karena emang enak ya sebenarnya kalau dipikir-pikir.
Yeah.
Alright. So let's talk about current projects right now. Maybe Gerald, you can start us off with like some of your current projects or like some current projects from WG or maybe you personally.
From WG, we made a bunch of like demos waiting to be released. Jadi cuman kayak nunggu queue-nya dari label and then we just release it. And then we just handle the music videos and so on. But aside from that, from myself, I'm working with a few rappers on the side, kayak just for fun, right? Because I still like to jump in the hip hop scene every now and then. But there is like one other thing that I do, like this is one is really really for fun. Yeah, I can't disclose it yet, but as soon as I can, ya udah, just get ready for it. Jadi gitu.
Kentang.
Memang kentang ya. Potato project.
So apa nih? Does that make it like different from what you are used to? Atau sebenarnya emang roots lo yang seperti itu?
I would say this is more kind of like a passion project because this is what I've been wanting to make since I started to produce, but I never had like the momentum nor the knowledge to do it. But now that I have, gue pengen bikin jadi it's like fully 100% me aja gitu jadinya.
Cool, that's great.
Does this project start with a K?
Huh?
Does this project start with a K?
Spill.
No.
Oh, okay, not that one.
No.
Waduh.
Oh wait, but I'm making some stuff too with Ken Raka alias Otoro. So we are sort of making some fun stuff for Kamikaze. But
internet problem.
Just fun stuff, yeah. No serious. No strings attached. Oh no. Internet.
You're back.
Okay.
I got no strings attached. That's what I heard. Okay.
Yes. He probably said just fun stuff, no strings attached. Like, don't expect it to be like the new serious project or something, right?
Yeah.
Alright. What about you, Sihk? What's coming up for you?
I have a track coming out technically in like a couple weeks with Jaka B. He's like a UK hardcore producer, quite old school.
Mm-hmm.
Not super old school, like early 2000s. And then I have hard another happy hardcore track, but I'm not sure when I'm gonna release this. It's with a
Mm-hmm.
Japanese producer, Tatsunoshin, and then he's been doing a lot of stuff with like the bigger guys. But then I got Rachel Chia on the vocals. I didn't even know she can sing before this, but then it sounds amazing. Uh, and then I'm producing a house hip hop track for a local rapper, but I cannot disclose this. That's all I can say.
Ah,
Yeah.
banyak gentang-gentang ya kalian ini.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, aku jadi inget ini deh, Sik. When you there was this hardcore event, I think in Bengkel.
Oh yeah.
That looks so fun. Itu gimana
Uh,
sih awalnya?
so basically, there's a bunch of good like hard dance producers like in
Yeah.
Indonesia, like
Aduh,
Frizzy Boys, Tomsky,
Tomsky, yes.
and then there's like Adioro, and then there's Steve Chris, and then
Mhm.
there's me. I think that's like generally who is kind of producing hard dance right now. But
Mhm.
when it comes to like the really hardcore stuff, it would be me, and then a lot of them are doing like hard style.
Mhm.
And then I was just like, it would be so fun to just make like a hard dance event because that's no one's really done that here, and Sydney is quite small.
Yes.
So I'm trying to grow that. So I was just like, you know what, let's just do one at Bengkel. We haven't done one again, but hopefully soon.
Oh, so that was like the first one.
The very first
Dan
one.
very first one sampai sekarang belum ada lagi ya.
Belum ada lagi. Yeah.
Coming soon maybe. I hope so.
Maybe.
Alright. Okay then. Nah, tadi kan kita udah bahas mengenai background, backstory about you guys. And also how to get into the international scene a little bit. But like now let's talk about your future projects, but like I mean more to like what you think about the future music industry. Like ini kan zaman terus berganti ya guys.
Yes.
Especially for music, as we all know, yeah, people are sampling and stuff like that, but yang terus viral itu sepertinya ganti setiap hari ya. So like, how do you guys think that you will adapt to future changes in the future? Maybe starting from Sihk?
Okay, so I'm gonna talk from a label manager perspective on this.
Alright.
So I also manage Barong Family on the label side. And actually what I've noticed is everything they only care about TikTok, which is sad, but also in a way
Reality?
the reality. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every time we have a new release on Barong Family, I have to talk to our distributor in Grooves, and every time the distributor will pitch to get your songs on Spotify playlist. And then before we would give them like a really detailed like this is what we're doing on Instagram, this is what we're doing on YouTube. We have like a $50,000 music video made for this song. And then now they're like, oh yeah, but what's your TikTok plan? And I'm like, what? Is that all you care about? And then like, yeah, that's all they care about because honestly, it drives up the streams. I have some hardstyle producers from the US. They're actually like bodybuilders, and they've never released on a label once, but all their songs are above 2 million plays.
Damn.
So like people don't know them. Yeah, like Tevez, Dionysus, like Yosef, like these guys, they're just bodybuilders, right? And they're kind of just making hardstyle because hardstyle is starting to become part of the bodybuilding scene. And it's like they don't do any marketing except for TikTok. They're just using their songs on TikTok and they're just making memes out of it. And then their songs are like 2 million plays, 3 million plays. Tevez has like 50 million plays on his Legends song. And it's like, okay, so, like the old music industry with like the big marketing plans and everything, it is shifted so much to the point where if you can get something viral on TikTok, then that's all that matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I actually really agree with that because I feel like now ada banyak banget artis-artis di luar sana yang ya itu ditanyain TikTok plannya mereka gitu sampai-sampai I don't know if you read about this on Twitter or something, but like banyak artis-artis yang dipaksa or like kind of like told to langsung kayak what's your plan or like you gotta make a TikTok now and they're like confused sampai jadi kayak nyindir gitu kan. Kayak bikin TikTok tapi TikToknya tuh nyindir gitu.
Sampai to the point where ada beberapa artis yang sekarang dipaksa ngerilis lagunya di TikTok dulu. Kayak by their label. Jadi kayak they'll do a snippet on TikTok even though the song is not released. So the song itu belum tentu dirilis. If it goes viral on TikTok, then they'll release it. Kan udah terbalik kan sekarang. Kan dulu itu release the song, promote it on social media. But a lot of labels, especially the major ones, I feel like they'll be like promote it on TikTok. If it gets big, then we'll release it. If it doesn't get big, then forget about it. You know what I mean?
A big example is this girl named Pink Panthers.
Yes.
She does what's it called? I'd say drum and bass, but like it's more like garage.
It's more garage.
UK breaks lah, kayak very UK music ya.
Yeah, and like she uploads like snippets of like the randomest videos, ya kan? Random banget videonya, tapi tahu-tahu booming and everyone's like, when are you gonna release this? Release it now. Mungkin kayak gitu kali ya maksudnya sih.
Yeah, it's like that. And I don't know, man. Things just go big very randomly. Like another good example of an Indonesian producer. Mungkin kalian never heard of him or something, but Frizzy Boys, right? He uploads so many remixes on YouTube that gets so big.
Dari dulu ya dia ya.
Dari dulu. Jadi kayak he uploads stuff on like YouTube, tiba-tiba kayak juta plays-nya, and I'm like, what? How did you do this? You know what I mean?
Who is it?
Frizzy Boys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he uploads a lot of remixes on YouTube, and it's just like really good hardstyle remixes yang DJ di luar mainin remix dia. Cuman belum tentu orang knows who he is. So that's the duality, right? Sometimes your track gets big, like on social media, like TikTok. Your track gets big, but your name doesn't explode as much. And that's the issue we're having with a lot of these new viral songs. For example, yang Jiggle Jiggle, you know that song?
My money don't jiggle jiggle.
Yeah, my money don't jiggle jiggle. So
TikTok sekali ya.
I didn't know that Duke and Jones made that song. Like I just know it was big on TikTok, and I was like, "What is this?" And then I was like, when it was officially released, and I know Duke and Jones like personally because they were in Barong Family before, and I was like, "Whoa, guys, you made this song? Like I didn't even know that you guys made this song." You know what I mean? So, yeah, the international scene is very confusing. But it's very easy to get your song big, but it's quite hard to build your brand up. You know what I mean? Your personal brand.
Okay. So, jatuhnya kayak malah orang-orang tuh lebih menarik ya lagunya aja gitu ya dibanding sama ya your own personal branding ya.
Exactly.
Okay. Alright. What about you, Gerald? What do you think about the future industry?
Sebenarnya semua yang Ricky bilang tuh udah benar semua ya. Tapi gue pengen bilang ini nih. Ini kan produser talk dan mungkin ada banyak produser yang nonton EMPC ini sekarang, live stream ini sekarang. Gue mau ngomong jangan takut sama hal-hal yang berbau promotional atau marketing kayak TikTok tadi gitu kayak. We can see it as two ways. We can see it as like a fase or like a tool sebagai alat gitu kan. Jadi kayak kalau misalnya sekarang mungkin lu mikir berarti gue kalau mau bikin lagu harus bikin TikTok dulu dong. Enggak juga. Sebenarnya enggak juga gitu kan. Karena banyak cara untuk bikin musik lu terkenal dan bikin lu terkenal juga. But one thing remains. You gotta market your music. You gotta promote your music. One way or another, right? Dan kayak misalnya gue mau nambahin lagi. Gue tahu satu lagu dan gue tahu satu orang ini bisa terkenal ke mainstream gara-gara di Twitch. Jadi.
Iya.
Nah ini yang menarik, jadi gue kan digging banget drum and bass scene kan. Dan gue tahu ada satu orang namanya Mackie G.
Oh yeah.
Mackie G, he makes mostly jump up drum and bass, which is like pretty, kalau sekarang dia lumayan mainstream lah ibaratnya gitu kan kalau di drum and bass. Dan dia itu bisa benar-benar naik ke mainstream salah satunya gara-gara lagu dia itu dimainin sama one of the biggest streamer in Twitch, namanya XQC. Nah dia mainin lagunya Mackie G, judulnya terus kayak wah, oh my god, this is my favorite song, terus dia joget-joget gitu, terus orang-orang jadi pada kayak, lagu siapa nih, akhirnya malah pada ngecekin si lagu itu Mackie G yang tour, itu terkenal di Spotify, DJ pada mainin lagu itu, pada nge-remix, udah it just blows up gitu kan. Dan oke, terus kita ngomongin hal lain, misalnya kayak sebelum TikTok ada yang namanya Vine, inget gak?
Yeah.
Nah, do you know an Indonesian artist was very big on Vine
Udah.
before he made music? Rich Brian.
Rapper, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Say him.
He was really big on Vine, and
on
that
Twitter.
helped him. Huh?
And on Twitter.
And on Twitter, yeah, and that helped him become who he is now gitu in a way, right? Because it gained him traction juga. Kayak misalnya kita nggak make Vine deh, kita nggak make Vine, kita nggak make Twitch, kita nggak make apa-apa, masih bisa juga kayak Blue Claire dan teman-teman gue yang lain kayak Otoro gitu-gitu, they eventually get traction itu through just promoting on SoundCloud sama Instagram DM saja, kayak you just go talk to people gitu, you can get the tractions. Cuman ya udah kayak if you wanna make your track known, you have to make yourself known one way or another. Kalau nggak mau dari konten, you have to connect with people. Kalau gue, I choose to make the contents, makanya kan gue bikin Gerald, gue bikin video ini, bikin video itu, supaya ngebantu gue buat kalau gue ada acara gue bisa promote, kalau ada lagu gue juga bisa promote gitu kan. But if you don't wanna do it my way, bisa juga gitu, jadi nggak masalah sebenarnya.
Kayak sebenarnya banyak banget caranya ya.
Iya. Dan
like I would say, like, in my opinion, if you want to gain streams, TikTok's the way, right? It's just the easiest way. Cuman kayak if you want to get recognition and like people actually knowing who you are, what Blue Claire is doing is like the best way, you know?
Yes.
Kayak maybe Blue Claire's song isn't as viral as, like, for example, all these TikTok hits, but the fact is he's getting booked at like all the biggest festivals.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to balance the two, right? You have to do all the TikTok stuff, but you also have to like up your image. Lag.
Yeah, mine's lag.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
I'm back. Basically, like, you have to do both what Gerald just said and also the whole TikTok thing.
Balance.
Makes sense, right? Yeah, just balance it.
Bener banget. Oke. So, semoga semua viewersnya dengerin kata-kata mutiara ya from Sihk and also Gerald. Oke. Sekarang kita mau masuk ke Q&A sesh. Oke. Dan ini sekalian kita kasih tahu our winners untuk e-money. So, langsung aja kita mulai ya. Ada pertama nih from @hazelpearls. Okay, she asked, what are your personal favorite BPMs? Who wants to start?
500. No, my favorite is like 170 to 230, 300. I think 300 is like a nice spot to like end your, like, if you're doing hard dance, 300, maybe 500. I think the fastest I've played was like 600 something. At that point, it's just like a shock factor type thing, and it just sounds like a machine gun. But like, yeah, I think sweet spot for like hardcore is like 170, 180. 200 can be a little fast for like the general listeners sometimes. But yeah, that's for my type of music.
All right. What about you, Gerald?
What, my favorite BPM?
Yeah.
One.
I
know, I just knew, bro. Like,
oh yeah. Imagine like I'm making 1 BPM music, terus gue kayak Jukara, hands up gitu, terus
jeder, 1,
3, 2, let's go gitu, terus kayak, and then the sub will last for like one full second. Dang.
And then you have to wait 60 more seconds for the next hit.
Yeah.
Iconic, bro. If it falls through.
Now, okay, serious answer. My favorite BPM is 174. Drum and bass.
Drum and bass, yeah.
All right, okay. Second question that we have, and congratulations as well to @IamDavidLie, L-I-E. Yeah, congratulations to you. And his question is to Sihk. He wants to know, how is the hardstyle scene in Indonesia? Because you know it's hard to educate here, like we were talking about before. Banyak kolektif-kolektif di luar sana yang mungkin masih saklek dengan their own genre. atau mungkin like Gerald said before, di Manado ada apa tadi genre-nya di Manado?
Disco tanah.
Yes, that one. Itu yang paling menarik di kuping gue. Disco tanah and stuff like that. Jadi mungkin mereka masih saklek dengan their own genre atau gimana. Tapi kalau hardstyle, kira-kira gimana the scene?
It's very small. Kan ada one group called Hardstyle Indonesia, and they're kind of pushing it more. But honestly, I feel like people just haven't gone used to it. Like, for example, Shishi di Bali, me and Gerald did it back to back. And kita main aman. Remember Gerald, kita mainnya 140 sampai 150.
Yeah.
But they've gone so hard at that club that MD-nya, Brett Allen, datang kita colok USB, taruh 170, play this now. And then we're like, what? Really? 170 right now? And he's like, play it. Main, pecah. Like,
Pecah.
crazy. So I'm like, okay, like people just need to get introduced to hard dance, right? Especially kalau balik lagi ke Fangkot. Fangkot itu BPM-nya 170 sampai 200 kan?
Yeah.
So it's the same BPM as like hardcore. So it's like once you introduce these apalagi om to like the faster BPM of like hardcore and stuff, they'll be like, oh, okay, this is not too different from what I usually listen to. And actually a club close by to my house that I like to DJ at, it's called Porta. Like that club, like we go hard. We play like sometimes we play kind of slow, 128, whatever. But then towards the end of the night, you'll be hearing like 200 BPM, like 190, 170. So it just if the club MDs just grow a pair and just let the DJs play. Let the DJs play what they want.
Yeah.
Introduce some new music. Then all these crazy genres can like get big, but all we hear right now is Timmy Trumpet, right?
But like, yeah, that's what I mean. Like to understand like the international scene, are there any like practical tips from you guys? Because like here, I think, yeah, like I said before, it's kind of hard to educate. So I think sometimes it'll grow in a pair of balls, and I think di luar sana kayak ballsnya lebih gede or something, excuse me, like they lebih berani gitu mungkin ya.
I mean,
it's more, I don't know. Kalau like Gerald, right? Like in Europe, right? When we were in Europe, sebenarnya klub di sana itu main aman juga. Cuman bedanya itu ada klub for different genres gitu loh. Kalau di Indonesia ada. Di Indonesia itu kayak ya udah yang lagi gede kita mainnya yang lagi gede aja. Cuman kalau di sana kan ada techno club, ada house club, ada like the hardcore club, ada drum and bass club, or like or one club has different nights every night. Like there's a drum and bass night on Monday at Milkweg in Amsterdam.
That's so fun.
Yeah, but I don't know, Gerald, what do you think?
Look, man. First of all, I don't really like the term educate to begin with. Like, man, most of us, like the music producers, I know we skip school a lot. We are not really into the term education at all, right? Cuman gue kayak I would prefer the term just being inspired aja gitu. Cuman the key is how do you inspire? Kayak kalau misalnya dulu I found out about Skrillex, I did not get educated about anything about dubstep gitu. I just found out, okay, Skrillex makes this music and he sounds really cool and he's a very cool person, and then I'm just I'm just gonna listen to him gitu kan. And same goes with Getter gitu misalnya kan. Dia juga he makes a lot of dope stuff. Terus kayak waktu dulu hip hop, anak-anak sini kan mulai banyak masuk hip hop pas dengerin dulu XXXTentacion gitu misalnya kan. We did not get educated about hip hop or trap or
kayak
at all.
Dengar aja gitu ya.
We just felt like it is cool and our friends started listening to it. Ya udah gitu. And I guess ya udah dari what we have been doing, like what I've been doing with Ricky dari dulu juga, and all our collective is just making what we want to make itu just start from the smallest of communities and then we start from there, right?
Iya benar.
Yeah.
Gitu sih.
That's so
Dan
true.
But it goes back to like when I say education, it's more like getting people
ngulik
used
mungkin
to it.
ya.
Not ngulik. It's more like if you allow weird music in clubs, then people will get used to it. And most of the general crowd they don't know what they like. This is what you learn in the music industry, right? The
Mm-hmm.
general crowd don't know what they like. They like getting fed music, you know? So like if you just allow these music to play, like whatever drum and bass in a club, like not even the whole night, because of course that'll be like too boring for people, and okay, general listeners like to listen to open format DJs.
Mm-hmm.
So just allow these DJs to like slip in one drum and bass song, two drum and bass song, tama-lama, people are gonna be like, oh yeah, I know how to dance to this, I know how to enjoy this type of music. But when it comes to Gerald's logic, it more comes to the younger kids. Oh, did I lag again?
No, we're good.
No.
Yeah, like in Gerald's logic, it's more like the younger kids are open to a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
But the people that are coming to clubs are not young kids that are 14, 15. They're like generally older. And like when you're older, your mind is a little bit more closed. So like by
Mm.
feeding closed-minded people very slowly, just spoon feeding them, like they'll get used to it. That's
Yeah. I mean.
yeah, that's my lodge. My lodge.
Okay. All right. Last question from JHXNIF. Any tips for independent musicians slash producers, khususnya yang baru mulai terjun? Nah, pas banget nih buat EMPC. Gimana guys?
Gimana Gap?
Just make sure your music come first. Soalnya menurut gue there's like this trap nowadays where we've talked about TikTok, we've talked about being viral segala macam lah, and sometimes a lot of people get stuck in the chase of being viral to the point that they like ketika orang-orang when people ask, hey, do you actually make music? Because I don't know, but that you make music, I only know you from your content gitu kan. It's gonna be a problem in the long run because sure, it is good to gain traction, it is good to gain the followers, but you don't want to be just a content creator who makes music. You want to be like a full-on musician gitu kan.
Correct.
Gitu sih. Plus, kayak menurut gua the way that Blue Claire does, for example, like the way that Ricky does, they are taking a different lane, right? Kalau Ricky eventually he ended up in the label. Kalau kalau Blue Claire he ended up being the performer. Cuman the formula remains the same. You just gotta know people, and then you just gotta keep talking to a lot new people. And especially EDM is very very open in my opinion. Kayak we are very accepting of new new styles, new new genres and stuff. Yeah, and new sound of course gitu, because we keep evolving. Dan menurut gua as long as you just keep being friendly and you promote it, but not really yang kayak, bang, gue bikin musik bang, dengerin tolong please. Itu enggak, jangan kayak gitu, enggak gitu kan. Cuman kayak, hey, my name's Gerald misalnya, kayak
proper ya.
Yeah, I like your stuff and then blah 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 blah, kayak gitu aja udah. Tetap kok.
Yeah.
It's very easy sebenarnya.
I think it's like actually, if people don't realize this, but electronic music is like the easiest way to go, quote unquote, I hate this term, go international sebenarnya.
Yeah.
Because the EDM scene is quite like very supportive of each other. Like no other scene that performers play other people's music except for electronic music. Because DJs always play other people's music kan. So don't be shy. Kayak itu number one sih. Kayak orang-orang yang approach gue kadang-kadang itu kayak so shy and they're like, how do I make connections and whatever? It's just be yourself. Don't I don't know how to say it in a kayak don't rub people's egos too much. Kayak that's another thing I think people doing. Kayak they meet an international DJ.
Alias penjilat ya guys.
Yes, and then they're like, oh my god, you're so cool, bro. Like, how can we be friends? Like, no, bro, just be like, hey, I like your music. I want to share my music. Hopefully you can play in your sets. Here's what's your email. Let me just keep sending you tracks. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. And then if you meet someone that you like a promoter or a label manager, just be like, hey, I have some demos, like, oh, can I go to your events? How can I support your events? It's more meaningful than kayak ngejilat and just be like, wow, bro, your music's so good,
Oh,
I think
and
a really
one other thing to add.
Yeah.
Do not, if you're like starting new and you're still building your persona, do not try too hard to look cool. because
Mm.
I know like you see maybe yellow claw, bearded guy and one blonde guy, very cool gitu kan. Terus kayak you see Diplo with the abs or whatnot, I don't know gitu kan. Cuman kayak at the end of the day, we make music through our computers. We are all like sort of computer nerds in a way, right?
Yeah.
Just be friendly, just be open to everyone. Don't be like, I make music. I'm too cool for you to talk to. Because I know some people are like that, and I find it really hard to just connect with.
I think a great example is Porter Robinson. He's like he merangkul like the weeboos. So like that's what I love about him.
Basically, jangan so keren gitu.
Asli, alright. Okay. Once again, thank you to all of the people who answered our questions. Maksudnya udah kasih pertanyaan untuk Gerald dan juga Sihk, and congratulations on winning your e-money. Once again, kita mau remind sekali lagi buat our local heroes, local producers, jangan lupa untuk langsung kirim your track, send it langsung ke www.experience.id/EMPC. Ini masih ditunggu nih sampai tanggal 9 September, oke? Dan sekarang kita udah dapet masukan dari Sihk dan juga Gerald, kira-kira harus seperti apa ya attitude-nya dan lain-lainnya. So don't forget, langsung aja, because there are so many things that you can win, dan juga ada chance to collaborate with Astroworks. But thank you so much, Gerald and Sihk. Do you guys have any last words for the speakers atau untuk our producers di luar sana?
My final words is I love Excision.
Okay.
My final word is ice.
What?
It says King of Ice, so final word is ice.
Okay, wonderful.
No,
Yes.
let's do something serious. Let's do something serious.
Final
They're
words.
making music out here.
Final words, man. I don't know. I'm not.
Motivation.
Motivator. Cuman apa ya? Tuh. I don't know. Can you start first, Ricky?
I think don't give up. Don't listen to what people say when they're trying to bring you down, and just do whatever you want and keep doing it.
Ya. Oh ya, kayak ini kan tadi kita segmennya banyak juga, terus topiknya juga lumayan berat ya. And maybe orang-orang yang dengerin ini akan berasa, wow, saya terintimidasi untuk bikin musik karena ternyata prosesnya tidak cuma bikin musik ya, ternyata prosesnya ada mesti promosi, mesti ngomong sama orang gitu-gitu. Menurut gua kayak lu tidak usah mikirin semuanya sekarang. Yang penting musiknya jadi dulu. Yang penting lu tahu nih, lu sukanya apa, lu pengen bikin apa. That's the thing. You have to know what you like and what you want to make. First thing first ya. Habis itu baru semuanya pelan-pelan aja. It took me like 8 years to reach this point. And it's gonna be a long process. It's gonna be a marathon. Cuman mendingan jadi marathon daripada lu sprint tapi ujung-ujungnya malah lu capek sendiri. Ngerti nggak maksud gua? Iya kan?
Yeah, makes sense.
Kayak
Alright, thank you so much guys. Udah luangin waktunya buat ngobrol-ngobrol bersama gue di EMPC Producer Talk. Semoga kita bisa ketemu lagi ya soon. But thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great night. And thank you to everyone watching. Semoga kita bisa ketemu lagi juga di Producer Talk yang terakhir. Jangan lupa bergabung next week. Okay guys, see you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So does it just end like that? Oh.
A new sensation of ice. LA Ice Purple Boost.